Hello. Australia's beef industry is a global powerhouse, and at its heart are cutting-edge processing plants that process more than 20,000 head of cattle every day. These aren't just cutting-edge hubs, they're the future of meat production in Queensland and beyond. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of a processing factory? Leave a comment and follow Trending Farm's journey to see if it resonates with you. The people powering these processing factories are as impressive as the tech itself. Take John Mitchell, a facility manager at JBS Beef City in Queensland, who spent 20 years in the industry. The machines handle the heavy lifting now faster and safer than I ever dreamed, he says. Alongside him is Sarah Newen, a robotics engineer who fine-tunes the systems. They work in spotless control rooms, monitoring screens that track every step of the process. These facilities, scattered across Australia's beef belt from Queensland to Victoria, process millions of kilos of beef yearly. It's a far cry from the manual labor of decades past, and it's all centered in these high-tech processing factories. Where does this magic happen? One standout is JBS Beef City, a processing factory that handles up to 1,400 cattle per day. Cattle arrive via automated gates, guided into pens before entering the gleaming stainless steel interior. The facility spans 26 hectares and employs over 800 people, blending human skill with machine efficiency. This place runs like clockwork, John notes, pointing to the seamless flow from pen to production line. These processing factories aren't just big. They're designed to meet Australia's role as the world's second largest beef exporter. Have you ever wondered where your steak really comes from? Now let's dive into the machines that make these processing factories tick. The star is the automated stunning system, using AI-guided bolt guns that deliver a humane knockout in under a second. Then, there's the robotic carcass splitter, equipped with laser-guided blades. It slices a carcass in 0.2 seconds with 99% accuracy, far surpassing human precision. Conveyor belts, moving at 500 carcasses per hour, tie it all together. This tech cuts human error by 95%, Sarah explains proudly. These systems cost upwards of $5 million each, but they pay off by boosting output and safety. It's a high-stakes investment for a high-reward industry. So, how does a cow become a steak in these processing factories? It starts with the cattle entering via automated gates, stunned instantly by the AI system. Next, robotic arms skin and split the carcass, guided by sensors that adjust for size and weight. Finally, the meat is chilled in massive coolers, dropping from 38 DGC to 7 DGC in hours before packaging. The entire process takes less than 20 minutes per animal, a speed unthinkable without automation. It's clean, quick, and efficient, says Tom Reynolds, a veteran cattle farmer who supplies JBS. Efficiency is king in these processing factories, but does faster always mean better? Why does all this matter? These processing factories feed a hungry world, supporting Australia's $13 billion beef industry. They meet soaring global demand. Think 2.8 million tons exported annually while cutting waste and labor costs. Yet, there's debate. Some worry automation reduces jobs, with traditional abattoirs employing 30% more workers than modern sites. Others argue it's greener, slashing water use by 15% compared to older methods. This keeps us ahead of the game, Tom insists, nodding to the export ships loaded with beef. What do you think? Does high-tech farming help or hurt rural communities? This revolution didn't happen overnight. In the 1,980s, processing factories relied on manual labor, slow, risky, and inconsistent. By the 2000s, automation crept in, and today's systems are a $500 million leap forward. Compare that to the U.S., where similar tech lags 5 to 10 years behind Australia's pace. We've rewritten the rulebook in 20 years, Sarah says, reflecting on the shift. These processing factories now churn out 25% more beef per hour than their manual ancestors. It's a story of progress, but is newer always better, or do we lose something along the way? In short, Australia's processing factories are a marvel of modern farming. They blend million-dollar machines with humans who know how to deliver beef faster, safer, and smarter. From the original breeding cows to the sizzling steak, it's a system built for tomorrow. This is the future, and it's on your plate, John says with a grin. Next time you bite into a burger, think about the processing factory behind it. What's your take? Amazed by the tech or curious for more?
In the mountains of England, family-run pigs' farms come alive with Christmas traditions that have been practiced for centuries. These pigs' farms vary in size, but are generally modest, typically running between 50 and 200 pigs per farm. These family-run operations focus on producing high-quality pork for the local market, often with an emphasis on free-range or traditional farming methods. The barns on these farms in this farming documentary are designed to be both comfortable and efficient, often featuring open-plan structures with natural ventilation to keep the pigs cool and healthy. The investment in such a farm can be significant, with initial costs for land, barns, and equipment often exceeding $250,000, depending on the size of the operation. These farms rely heavily on both modern technology and long-standing practices to ensure a successful and sustainable business. On family farms in the West Highlands, pigs are typically fed a mixture of grains, cereals, and root vegetables, with barley, oats, and potatoes being common staples. Farmers also supplement their diet with whey from dairy production or local byproducts to ensure balanced nutrition. As Christmas approaches, the feeding regime intensifies, with pigs being given extra portions of higher energy foods, such as maize or specially formulated pig feed, to help them gain weight in preparation for processing. This period of increased feeding typically lasts for several weeks, leading up to the Christmas season. Ensuring that the pigs are in peak condition for the traditional Christmas pig cutting.
How best to raise pigs in cold weather for fast growth.
In this farming documentary, farmers said that the goal is not only to increase the pig size and yield, but also to ensure the quality of meat for the festive meals. In the highlands, pigs are typically transported to the processing facility about a week before Christmas, after they have reached their ideal weight of 250 to 300 pounds. Farmers ensure that pigs are handled carefully during transport, adhering to UK animal welfare regulations, which require at least 0.75 square meters of space per pig in the transport vehicle and minimal travel time to reduce stress. For British farmers, this is a moment filled with mixed emotions. There is a sense of pride in raising healthy, strong animals, but also a deep understanding of the responsibility they have in ensuring the process is respectful and ethical. Many farmers describe the Christmas pig cutting ceremony as a bittersweet part of the farming cycle, a time of hard work, celebration, and connection to tradition, knowing that the fruits of their labor will bring people together for joyous feasts. There is a sense of satisfaction in giving back to the community, but also an awareness of the delicate balance between tradition, livelihood, and animal welfare. Christmas pork processing is a careful and traditional affair. As Christmas approaches, farmers select pigs that have reached their ideal weight, usually around 9 to 12 months old. These pigs are raised with the aim of being balanced, ensuring a healthy lean-fat ratio of around 60/40, ideal for producing delicious and tender meat. The whole family is often involved in the process, with several generations working together to process the meat for festive feasts. The first step is to carefully process the pig with different cuts made for a variety of products, such as sausages, bacon, and ham. With families on a large scale, most will process between 1 and 3 pigs for their Christmas feasts. These items are often seasoned with locally grown herbs and spices. And hams are traditionally cured in a mixture of salt and sugar before being smoked or hung to age. The whole process reflects authentic British tradition, with farmers proudly providing for their families and communities. This farming documentary captures the spirit of these time-honored traditions, showing how the hard work of a small pig's farm continues to bring people together at Christmas. Local pigs farmer Dave D tells us how happy he and his family are to be able to use their own animals for such an important holiday. Do you have any of these beautiful traditions in your area? Share them with Trending Farm in the comments. In Britain, preparing pork for Christmas parties is a cherished tradition that dates back centuries, rooted in both practicality and celebration.
We're getting our really super crispy crackling.
Pigs were once an essential source of sustenance, and the festive season offered an opportunity to showcase the bounty of the year's harvest in the farming documentary. On Christmas Eve, families gather in the kitchen, where the air is filled with laughter and excitement as they prepare the feast together. The chef's intention is to highlight the rich, savory flavors of the pork, roasting it to perfection with golden, crispy crackling. Dishes like roast pork with applesauce, pigs in blankets, and ham glazed with honey and mustard are carefully prepared and presented, each with its own significance. As the meal is laid out, there's a strong sense of sharing, not just the food, but the joy and memories of the season. Family members, young and old, come together to enjoy the meal, swapping stories and offering gratitude for the work that has gone into the meal. This shared experience fosters connection, with everyone contributing to the creation of something greater than just food. It's a celebration of love, tradition, and togetherness.
AI technologies are gradually developing and created by human hands. What if each processing factory gradually has fewer people working? Please share your thoughts below in the comments section of this video. And lastly, don't forget to recommend the channel to your friends so they can watch too. Thank you and goodbye. See you again in the next videos.